Hello everyone, I'm Chelsea Dinan. Come on in, grab a cup of coffee or some tea and cozy on up because today we're going to be beating the winter blues with Hygge. If you've never heard of Hygge before, you might want to check out my video that I did where I really break it down, but basically it is a way of life in Denmark. It's a word that cannot be directly translated. It's a feeling, it's an atmosphere, it is an experience. It means basically getting consciously cozy, taking pleasure in the simple things. A lot of people tell me when they found out what Hygge means that they said, oh, well, I've already been doing that. I just didn't realize there was a word for it. So before we get started, there will be two parts to this video. The first part, I'll be talking about how to incorporate more Hygge into your life during the winter, some things that I do. And then the second part, I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. It will be a nice little treat that I've put together of winter Hygge. So now that we've talked a little bit about what Hygge is, let's talk about why we should incorporate more Hygge into our life during the winter. So let's start off by looking at the origin of Hygge, which is Denmark. Now, Denmark is known to have very long, cold, and dark winters. So by incorporating Hygge into our lives, we are bringing more warmth, more joy, more light, and a whole lot of comfort into our daily lives. Depending on where you live in the world, you too might have really dark, cold winters. Or if you're like me and you live in a place that doesn't have any seasons, you might really miss having the colder days and the rainy days to cuddle up, light a fire, and read a book. So you can create your own Hygge wherever you are. It might look a little bit different for you than it does for me, but here are a couple different elements to really embody Hygge in your home and in your heart. Turn down any bright overhead lights and light some candles. Plug in some different strands of string lights. Use soft, warm lighting. What I love to do, lighting has been a really big thing for me in bringing more Hygge into my own home. So many of you may have seen the string lights that I have hung up around the mirror in my bedroom. I also have several different types of string lights that I like to use throughout my home. If you celebrate Christmas, you might have your Christmas tree up around Christmas time, but once you take that down and you don't have that ambient, warm lighting anymore, take some of those strands from the Christmas tree or take some different types of string lighting and hang them throughout your home. Drape them around your bookshelf or a credenza. If you have a fireplace, light up the fire and just sit there, relax, and enjoy the crackling of the fire. Invite some friends over to your home and enjoy some mulled wine or some dessert together. I decided to make a paleo apple coffee cake, and that's perfect to have with some friends, by yourself, with some coffee, with some wine. The act of baking in itself is an amazing way to bring more Hygge into your home, into your life. Hygge is all about indulging. And if you're anything like me, winter is definitely the time to indulge in desserts, in treats, and maybe that extra hot chocolate. Another big part of Hygge is bringing the outdoors inside. Because of the cold, dark winters that they have in Denmark, using plants and lots of natural materials is a great way to bring a lot of those earthy elements into your home. Because it's winter, I like to bring a lot of green into my home. So every week when I go to the market, I will pick up something that's really speaking to me, such as eucalyptus. Another thing to mention are colors. You may have noticed that with Hygge, there's not a lot of bright color. So for me personally in winter, I love to use lots of whites and creams around me to really brighten up the space and make me feel that wintry Hygge. And that's why in a lot of Danish homes, it's a very neutral color palette. Let's talk about winter scents because candles are a big part of Hygge. So try to incorporate more of those earthy, maybe woodsy scents. I really like pine, sandalwood, balsam, cedar. If you don't have a fireplace, you can still incorporate those scents to really make you feel that Hygge. The last thing we'll touch on is music or sounds. Like I mentioned earlier, I live in a place where we don't really get seasons, and being someone that grew up with 4 seasons, I deeply miss the rain, I miss the snow. So I will often find myself on the weekends when I have my slow living Sunday, I'll turn on a playlist of rain. And by embodying that feeling, I feel Hygge. I also really love to listen to my classical concentration playlist on Spotify. I'll link to that below. That really just puts me in this very joyful, happy state of mind where I can be really present, really conscious, and cozy up. I talked a little bit about different activities that you can do, such as invite friends over, you can bake, you can cook, you can make some hot chocolate. Reading is another really great thing to do. Listening to music is a really great thing to do. Maybe you want to play some board games. It's about being present and conscious. And the last thing before we move into part 2 is that you can still experience Hygge during the winter, not in your home. So if you do want to venture out of your house for a little bit, you can find a really cozy bookstore or a cafe or a restaurant that embodies a lot of these elements of Hygge as we talked about. Soft, warm, ambient lighting, quiet atmosphere with people having intimate conversations, the aroma of the coffee in a coffee house. I've always felt that winter is such a beautiful time to slow down, and I love that Hygge really allows us to do that. I would love to hear how you incorporate Hygge into your winter days and nights. So leave a comment and let me know. Be descriptive so we can all feel it and enjoy it with you. Before I leave you, I just wanted to remind you to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really supports me and my channel. And to subscribe because I would really love to see you back here next time. You can also find me over on Instagram at Chelsea Dynan. All right, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Try to embody that feeling of Hygge as you watch this. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time.